Hello, I'm Chiang. Tonight I wanted to share with you about cybersecurity landscape. Now, when we talk about cybersecurity landscape, we are looking into how can we protect against the threat landscape. Now, threats comes about because of vulnerabilities, the weaknesses that we have. And knowing that with the threat, what is the risk involved? So from vulnerabilities, threats will come, and then we know that the risk is there, and we give in to all these threats. So the whole threat landscape means the entire scope of potential, future way of attacks, things that we never known yet, as well as recognized cybersecurity threats. Those that has been documented, those that people have suffered, and those threats can affect you and I, the group, the organization, a specific industry. That's why we talk about cyber attack on industry systems at any time or at a particular time. Now, all threats are always there. Recently, we heard about this new thing called deep fake informations. It could be coming in as a video, an audio, or images that people has created with the intent of manipulating us. Let me give a good definition of deepfake. They are synthetic media that has been digitally manipulated using AI, perhaps to replace one person's likeness, so that the victim get convinced, oh, it's actually that guy who said this or who have done this. So the picture there shows that we could have a face plus another person, and there you have a person with a new face with the same old hairstyle. So we call this face swapping. On the other hand, we can also have this face with the eye looking towards its left, and then the mouth smiling perhaps. Then you add with another angry face, and at the end we get a new face smiling, but with a different hairstyle. So it becoming no more possible for us to differentiate, is it the real person or not the real person who said this? And you see that in this case, AI has been used. So let me play a YouTube that has been produced locally.
Juggle success and productivity with Vodia. From domains, hosting to power.
The internet has just got scarier with watching selling some crypto thingy. But actually, that's not scary enough. Watch on and then be surprised. So, before anything, watch this.
Poaching, the renowned leader of Temasek Holdings, recently unveiled an investment secret that promises...
Yeah, shocking, right? Just like you, I immediately know it's fake. Cause. Who the heck still buy crypto? But of course, the issue now is that with AI getting smarter than you, deepfake might be done super easily. In fact, all you need to do is to upload an image of a face and a voice, and the AI will generate the video for you based on the text that you have written. After all, who can forget this? Deepfake isn't new. The exact name, deepfake, was called in 2017 when a Reddit user called Deepfakes created deepfake videos by swapping faces. Then the subreddit called rDeepfakes was created for people to share what they've done. Back then, it wasn't easy, so it was impressive when anyone did one that's pretty realistic like this. But it was only recently that we came across videos that made us wonder what is real and what is fake. In fact, during the Nicosia saga, when the video of them together were published, people thought that it was fake and AI generated. But of course, we now know it's real. Recent movies have also used deepfake to create younger versions of actors. Now, going back to Ho Chi's fake advertisement, it's quite shocking that the video somehow managed to pass YouTube's advertisement review. Because from our understanding, this review aren't easy to pass one. Google has also once told Goodify that they have strict apps policy and that they catch the majority of bad apps before they serve. The apps that slip through are mostly taken down within a short time frame. But there is no silver bullets, since bad actors change their practices often to avoid being detected. Adding that in 2022, we removed over 5.2 billion apps from our platforms and added or updated 29 policies for advertisers and publishers. So yeah it's scary but not that scary cause the platform is there to police But what if there's no one to police it? Imagine you apply for a job in banking and then the HR manager contacted you for a video interview. Okay normal so you go wrong. The HR managers appear on the Zoom call looking exactly like the profile you see online. We have once googled him and he's indeed working in the company. So the interview went well and he offered you a position. But because he needs to engage a third-party firm to do some checks on you, you need to pay $500 before they can engage you. Of course you pay only to realize it's a scam. Now, if you think that's extreme, how about this? You receive a video call from an unknown number, but it turns out to be your friend Sobina. So Sobina tells you that she has lost her phone, and with her phone saving all her cards and whatnot, she can't do anything. So she needs you to pay now $1,000 to another phone number urgently first. It's really her and her voice, so there's no reason for you to suspect her, right? You transfer to a scam. It's not her. You see, what super realistic deepfakes used to take a while to generate, it can now be done real time. If you still think it's impossible, then you probably never used it or made to shoot before.
Listen to this. Is it still me or is it not me? What if I tell you this is my real voice instead? Yeah, it's this scary. This is especially so in Singapore. According to a report by a friend, deepfakes in Singapore have jumped 5 times in 2022. Singapore is also the epitome of scammers, as the average scam victim in Singapore is the highest in the world. So far, there hasn't been any concrete solution for this first world problem. So the only way to avoid being scammer is to be like me. Be so poor that you can't be scammed. In the meantime, if you think about something, consider subscribing up. And also watch this video to know why people in Singapore is the #1 victim in the world.
So, Singapore is the #1 victim in the world. Yeah. So we have a CNA report about deepfake search in Singapore. So if you're free, maybe you can take a look at it. So it's becoming difficult for us to believe what we hear and what we see, right, over the media. So we really have to be very careful about it. Again, when we go into the browser, we can easily find there are many deepfake software available for us, and they can do different kind of features using AI to trick us into believing the pictures, the videos, the text, the voice, and so forth. So let me just pick up these two. One of them is called Deepfakes app online. Yeah, all you need to do is to upload the video and click a button. Our apps will do the rest. The other one from GitHub called Deepfakes Lab. We even advertise and say that it is the leading software for creating deepfakes. So that tells us that we really have to be careful with all these tools easily available for people to try it out and perhaps try to fool us. In Singapore, we have our Cybersecurity Agency. They publish the Singapore Cyber Landscape 2022. Usually they publish in June, so perhaps for 2023, we will get it this year. So taking a main summary of the report, here we can see that phishing attempts, 8,000 over cases, perhaps there are even more because many were not reported. Ransomware incidents, many cases as well. Again, certain people wouldn't report it. Infected infrastructure system. Now this is a grave concern because it affects our, let's say, water treatment plant, transport system, and so forth. So Singapore are particularly careful about this. And finally, we have website defacement. So today I want to share with you more about phishing and ransomware in the following few slides. Now, phishing is a digital form of social engineering. Now, social engineering basically means that I'm not going to use technology to try to, cheat you for password, cheat you into doing certain thing. Rather, I use languages, I send you email, and the email looks authentic, and it requests information about the user. Or perhaps I redirect them to a fake website, and again, it will request you for information. Now, phishing can be attacking the broad base of people, everybody in Singapore maybe, right? Or it could be spear phishing, where we look into specific target, people that is of importance in the company. For example, if I'm going for username and password, then I will think about who is the guy responsible for maybe the company that take care of system admin. And such information could easily be found at the internet. A network company called Fortinet, they came out with 19 phishing attacks. So I would just like to go through all this so that we all have a good ideas as when we look into phishing, right? What are we looking at? Spear, as mentioned earlier, we direct at a specific individual or organization. Phishing, we use voice, right? Someone try to call you, right, and try to get information out of you. Email phishing, you know it very well. HTTPS phishing using web pages. Pharming, that's where you get malicious code installed on your computers. So we call it pharming, and this code will then send fake website as designed to gather their login credentials. Pop-up phishing, so while you're on the web, right, so maybe a box will pop up asking you to click here and there, direct you to download and file, and so forth. Evil twin, hackers set up a false Wi-Fi network. So when we go to certain hotspot, sometimes we are not careful, right? So we wouldn't know which is the genuine one. And when you join to the hacker, of course, your traffic will go through the hacker, and then from there he can analyze what the data is. Waterhole phishing is referring to a site where the group of users tend to visit, and then they will infect the users' computers, right? And then wheeling, target a senior executive. Clone phishing, making identical copy of a message the recipient already received. So when you see the email with an add-on below that email, you tend to believe that, oh yeah, it's actually from your managers. And you believe the foreign things that is in the email. Deceptive phishing, pretend they are with a real company to inform the target they are already experiencing a cyber attack and so forth. Social engineering, mentioned before, right? They use to pressure people into reviewing sensitive information. Angler phishing, fake social media posts to get people to provide login. Smishing, use SMS, man-in-the-middle attack. It's just a term to say that your access to a third party go through another party. So again, he get to see what information you have. Website spoofing, pretend to be some website. Domain spoofing, similarly, right? So when you go for abc.com, is it really the abc.com? Image phishing, where the malicious code is embedded into the image itself, right? So when you perhaps download the image, you might even download that malicious code. Search engine phishing, making fake products that looks attractive, common things, I think you know, yeah, and so forth. So there are many different kind of phishing attacks that is around. So it's not say, oh, phishing itself, 19 different ones. Now at this point, I'd like to show you two videos. Now one is about Trojan attacks for internet banking.
This is a demonstration of banking Trojan attack. In this attack, the victim received an email that appears to be a legitimate banking website. In the email, the victim is instructed to visit the banking website login page, and a security token will be downloaded into victim's device. When the victim entered the website, he will be brought to what appeared to be a legitimate banking website. However, this is actually a fake website that created by the hacker to trick the victim for his username and password. At the same time, a security token has been awaiting for victim to download. Please take note that it is actually a Trojan that's been sent by the hacker instead. On the remote end, the hacker is running a program called NJRAT to monitor the victim's activities. When the victim executes the security token, the Trojan will automatically create a backdoor in his computer. Unaware of the presence of the Trojan, the victim proceeds to enter his credential for his banking account on the fake website. As backdoor was created in the victim's computer, the hacker is able to record the credential password that's being entered. Meanwhile, the hacker is also preparing another program called Beef, a browser exploitation framework. The moment when the victim entered the fake banking website, this framework will hook his web browser. Next, the hacker will send a prompt to victim, asking for his OTP password. At the same time, the hacker will quickly log into the real banking website, using the credential he stole from the victim, while waiting for him to enter his OTP password. On the other hand, the victim received the OTP password from his mobile device. Unaware of the fake prompt on his computer, he proceeds to enter this OTP password. Upon receiving this OTP password from the victim, the hacker is now able to log into the real banking website with the provided OTP. Voila! The hacker is now in the victim's banking account, and he can perform transaction of transferring all his money away.
So we can see that even though we have OTP, the hacker will use different tools and manage to get both your login information as well as OTP, and he could be faster than you while you're still waiting on your screen. Say, hey, how come the bank website never moved? Right? So in the video we see is that the hacker put in a Trojan, and because we follow what that malicious email tell us to do, we click, we follow the instruction, and incidentally becomes we downloaded a backdoor where we then allow the attacker to know what you have typed in at your keyboard. We call this key logging, right? So with that, the hacker can use different tools. In this case, you can see that he used two different tools. One to keylog, the other one is to use to send you the message to pop up, so that as you enter the OTP, he will also receive a copy. So be aware. Now the next one, phishing attack on Facebook account.
This is a demonstration of phishing attack. In this attack, the victim received an email from what appears to be a legitimate Facebook website. However, this is actually a phishing email sent by attacker. In the email, it states that there has been suspicious activities detected in the victim's Facebook account and that it has been temporarily suspended. The victim is advised to log into his account in order to verify their identity. It also stated that the account will be permanently deleted if no action taken in 2 weeks' time. When the victim clicks on the link, he will be brought to a website which appears to be facebook.com. However, this is actually a fake website that cleverly designed by the attacker to trick the victim in believing that this is real Facebook website. When you take a closer look on the browser address, it actually says it is facebook.com instead of facebook.com. On the remote end, the hacker is running a phishing software known as Zphisher. When the victim entered the fake Facebook website, his IP address will be reflected on hacker's computer. Unaware of the presence of the fake website, the victim proceeds to enter his Facebook account username and password. Next, the victim will be redirected to a legitimate website. This creates an illusion where the victim thinks he has entered the real Facebook website. Meanwhile, at the remote end, the hacker manages to capture the victim's username and password in the Zphisher program. Therefore, the purpose of this attack is to steal the victim's credential, particularly his email address and password for Facebook account.
So the videos use Facebook account as an example. Of course, similar things can also happen to us on other account that we have in the internet. So the two videos clearly demonstrated that clicking on a malicious email really can cause grave harm to us, right? So for that reason, we are always being told, please be careful before you click, right? Because from there, you can clearly see that attacks are possible. Now moving on. We have another very dangerous attack called ransomware. Now ransomware is a malicious software that once gained access and being installed on your computers, it will encrypt all the data, and unless you pay the ransom, you are not able to access the data. So this is particularly important when you have a office notebook. What happens if your report gets encrypted and you're not able to retrieve it anymore unless you pay the ransom? So the infections will come in because of a phishing email, or perhaps visiting a corrupted website. Or it could be a case whereby it's driven by downloads, which means that you never want to have this, but because you click and then the code just get downloaded in the background on your device. So when the code starts to run, what will happen? Here goes the step. It started off with a phishing email, then the user received and clicked the link. The malware will unpack and execute. Attacker will gain control, and then your files will get encrypted. In the message from the attacker, they will tell you, pay me by Bitcoin, right? So unless you pay me, if not, sorry, that's it. So if it really happens to pay the ransom, hopefully the attacker will send you the decryption key. But being an attacker, we can never trust them, right? So after you pay them, they might say, I never received, and ask you to pay more and more. So again, after you're receiving the decryption key, do you know how to decrypt? And will you really get back the original file? So let me just play another video to show you an example of a ransomware attack.
This is a demonstration of ransomware attack. In this attack, the victim received an email that from webmaster.com. However, this is actually fake email sent by attacker pretending to be ticketmaster.com. When the victim clicks on the email, he was prompted to click on the link in the email, in order to download a coupon that allows him to get a 30% discount of the Taylor Swift concert ticket. When the victim clicks on the link, he will be brought to a page that appears to be a legitimate Ticketmaster. However, this is actually a fake website that created by the attacker. When the victim lands on the website, an attachment called Discount Coupon Execute file will be automatically downloaded. Unaware of the danger, the victim keep the discount coupon and proceed to click on the coupon exe file and execute it. Next, the victim received a pop-out window stating that all his data files has been encrypted. This makes the victim unable to access all his data files in the computer. In order to access these data files, he was advised to pay a ransom to the hacker to get his files decrypted.
Usually a ransomware, it will give you a red box, right, to tell you that it's a ransomware attack. So again, it's getting to be more and more common. And sometimes when let's say the younger generations, right, they like to attend concert or they like to buy something on discount. So they are in a hurry to say quickly, and then they will just follow the step, click here and there, and then suddenly the red box will appear. So of course the next question is what to do next, right, if you don't want to pay by Bitcoin. So rather than getting into what to do next, it's better to look into don't get into this, right? So hopefully all are aware that ransomware is real, and there are many ways that if we are not careful, we might get it. So we have phishing, we have a ransomware, which is happening around us all the time. And of course, we always hear this thing called scams, right? Now, scam is considered a cyber attack because it uses the media, the internet, right? Email, web pages, through the internet to achieve their objective. So Channel New Asia says that in September 2023, we have 330 million lost to scammer just for the first half. Okay, so with that, our police force come up with Scam Shield app, right, on our phone itself. But of course, scammers can also come through other means, through your computers. Now let me just go through a few of the scamming example in our SG Scam Alert. It is a very interesting site. While we hear many stories about scamming, right, SG Scam Alert provides us a good platform to say that, hey, actually, how to get scammed, right? So I know people trying to scam me, and then I should take precautions against it. So, top 5 scam, beginning of the month. E-commerce scam, right? Trick you into buying things. Job scam. When you apply for a job or a part-time job, they will promise you good salary. But as we hear before, they will ask you to put in some money first. Phishing scam, we heard about it just now. Investment scam, right? Put money into maybe a fake company. Fake friends call. For this one, I guess all of us have experienced it. Right? Someone will call me. I got this before. He even knows my name. Hello, Chiang. You know who I am? Like that. Then you ask, who are you? Then you say, you guess that. And then you say, I'm not interested. Then you hang up. And then he'll never call you back again. Right? So you know that it's a scam. But surprisingly, he knows who you are. Then you start to wonder how he knows your number and who you are. Food for thought. Car rental scam, cold call supplier scam, credit for sex scam, cyber extortion, right? Home room rental scam, the guy who said the house belongs to him and want to sell it to you, you put down deposit, actually he's not the owner. Impersonation scam, this one I myself got it before. Somebody stole my Facebook, my face, my account, and then he start to send to my friends in Facebook asking them to do investment. Right? Inheritance scam, this one usually come from foreign countries to say, help me to pass the money out of the country. But again, you must give me some money first so that I could, take the money out. Internet love scam, right? Investment scam, job scam, kidnap scam. Yeah, so they call the grandmother and Loan scam, no more, goodness. Lottery, they call you and say you won, right? Money scam, online purchase scam, online travel vacation scam. I got a lucky draw, right? I like to sell my lucky draw away, and it's a holiday. I sell you cheap. PayPal, phishing scam, scam using WeChat, right? It's for you to go and click and find out. There's so many things we can see from this site. Social media impersonations, software update scam, right? Spoof hack email scam, and finally the last one we have is this thing called Wangiri scam. So being the latest, maybe I just say a few words about this. So it got from the Japanese word wangiri, which means once hang up. So you receive a phone call from an overseas number which rings just once. If you return the call, you will get an advertisement for a subscription to a premium chat line or internet service. You do that, you are charged a premium for this call. Okay. In a variation of this scam, the scammer claims to be an official and leave a voice message informing you there has been an emergency to which you must respond by calling back. The latest version involves WhatsApp messages with contact attachment, which if called back, again, charge you a fees. So this is something to be worried about, because sometimes, you look at your call, missed call, you might return call, and because of that, they charge you. Okay. So as to a detail as to how they charge you, how the money go missing, yeah, again, you can find out more from this site. Other interesting thing on this site, compare stories, right? So rather than looking at YouTube video and so forth, so there are people who share. But of course, we wouldn't know whether this sharing is real or not. I became acquainted with this individual through a meeting, and although he used a Singaporean number, I suspect he may actually be from another countries, right? So after a few days of initial interaction and so forth, yeah, beware of investment scam. Again, he matched with a girl named Gabby from where claimed to be from Malaysia and had been in Singapore for 6 years working as an relationship manager and so forth. And then from there, they try to talk to you through Telegram and so forth. Job scam. So there are many stories that we can see from here. Okay, so do visit Scam Alert. I think it's a platform that we can learn a lot of things. Now, we have gone through a few attack scenarios, right? From deepfake, phishing, ransomware, scamming. So now let's talk a bit about defense. Yeah. Now, this Lockheed Martin, they come up with this cyber Q change model. So it helps us to respond to a security incidents, right? The objective is to detect and stop the attack at the earliest possible. In other words, if you know what the bad guy is going to do, step after step, so when you caught him at a particular step, at least you know what will be next and what had already happened. So let me just go through the 7 steps. it started off with reconnaissance, researching on target information. Earlier I mentioned about spear phishing, right? So if you think the target is worth, or if the attacker thinks the target is worth something to fulfill his objective, so he need to identify a target first, either through internet, through whichever form. From there, he will then, on second step, weaponization, he prepare a remote malware with the backdoor to create a payload. Earlier videos have shown you that we need to prepare the weapon, right, the exploit. So third step say delivery of weapons to the victim through emails or other means. After that, wait for the victims to execute the codes, right? So you receive an email, if you don't execute, then the attack stops there. But if you click on it, you will start the installations of backdoor on the target, and you install the software. And that software leads you to step 6. The attacker has command and control over the victim's computer. And once he has control over it, of course, right, he can then achieve his objective, maybe to stealing password, or maybe once you have the password, he can then log into your companies, and from there you will just go in deeper and deeper into your company networks, to the server and so forth, to retrieve more and more information. So the model provides us the steps. There are also other frameworks that tell us about the techniques, the tactics that threat actors will do, so that we are well informed, and when we experience it, we are aware of the attack and know how to respond next before it goes further. Now in the office network, typically the connections are like this. On the left hand side is your local area network that we call LAN, and on the right hand side we have the internet. So to connect the local LAN to the internet, we'll have the router there, so that the router will identify your company or your home with your IP address there. So people from the internet can locate you. So to protect the LAN from the routers, we will have a firewall before the cables go to the switch that form the LAN. So this firewall is in the path. It will provide filtering operations, means that we can write rules to say what can pass through, what cannot pass through. So firewall is the first line of defense. So the network security people will configure the firewall to protect your inside network. The second diagram shows you an IPS, which is an intrusion prevention system. So if it happens to have an intrusion, this device here will stop the intrusion, okay, before it gets in. And the last box shows that we have an IDS. It is an intrusion detection system, which means that when he has detected something is not right, he will generate alerts. And that alerts will go to the security people, the cybersecurity staff in a company, and he will examine the alerts and make a decision about what to do next. So a typical setup is like this: firewall, IPS or IDS. Of course, there are other devices that can protect email as well as web pages, right? Because this is typically what a staff will do, an employee will do, or even the children or ourselves at home will do. We basically surf the web and read emails. So there are devices that are there to help us to secure our network. So for bigger companies, they will have a cybersecurity operations center, which consists of a team of IT professionals, and their job is to protect the organizations by monitoring, detecting, analyzing, investigating cyber threats. It is a very tough job, right? So he's not going to be sitting down there 24/7 and say, hey, monitor all the 1001 traffic and then detect, are they good or no good, right? And then analyze whether is it an attack or not an attack. And after that, what to do next to stop the attack. So to help him, an SOC will always have these software tools called Security Information and Event Management System, which is a software from big companies. And this software is able to analyze the data, put them nicely into dashboards, receive alerts from devices, right? Put them nicely, give detailed information of what has happened, so that the personnel at SOC will receive the alert and is able to analyze the alert properly. So here says SIEM software will collect, stores, analyze, and report on log data that is generated by various systems such as your firewall, your routers, your switch, your IDS, IPS, right? Whatever security devices it has, then the SEM will collate, right? Put them together, and if the alerts are similar, then they might even just, combine them together. So it monitors security-related activities such as user login, file access, changes to critical system file. So now the cybersecurity professional will just wait for alerts to come. So alerts come, he has to do something about it. Having a SIM, yes, you need the cybersecurity people to be there. The new thing that we have now is called Security Orchestration, Automations and Response System, in short, SAW. Again, it is a set of software. You will collect auto-organization data about security threat, but you will respond to security event without human intervention. That's a plus point about it. So if there's no human intervention, that tells us that it needs to do AI, right? Then how does it do AI? Let's go through the three boxes here. First is security orchestration. It will integrate different internal and external tools, such as vulnerability scanners, endpoint protection products, firewall, IDS, IPS, threat intelligence feeds, and so forth. Now, this threat intelligence feed tell us that he's getting information from the internet. In the internet, there are companies that provide databases, or there are organizations as well. They have all this information for sharing. So SAW is able to retrieve information from databases, and from there, he could analyze the data that he has collected. Second box says security automation. Fed by the data and alert collected from previous box, security orchestration, consumes and analyzes the data and creates repeated automated processes to replace manual processes. Tasks previously performed by analysts can now be standardized and automatically executed by this SAW platform using AI and machine learning to decipher and adapt insight from analysts. SAW automation can make recommendations and automated future responses. Okay. Alternatively, automation can alleviate threats if human intervention is needed. So you see that these automations will give us a very consistent response, right? Rather than if, let's say, the cybersecurity professionals or somehow miss certain thing or might have interpreted certain thing wrongly. So this AI system will do the job. At the same time, it also can save humans intervention if needed. So security automations will create the alerts based on AI. The last box says security response. Offer a single view for analysts into planning, managing, monitoring and reporting of actions carried out once a threat is detected. So it tells the security professionals what has happened and what has he done. So SOAR is the next tools that SOC will have, right? From SIEM that requires security professionals, we have a SOAR to help us using AI. So AI-powered solutions can sift through a vast amount of data from events to identify abnormal behavior and detect malicious activities, from malware exploitation, 0 days vulnerabilities, to identifying risky behavior that might lead to phishing attack or download of malicious code. This swift detection, of course, enables organizations to neutralize the threat before they escalate. AI can also automate many security processes such as patch management by making staying on top of your cybersecurity needs easier, because we will never know what is the new attack coming. Okay, so we can see many examples of AI in cybersecurity, right? So breaching data breach, phishing, malware detections, spam filtering, bot identifications, threat intelligence, and so forth, including network segmentations. Here's an example that I picked from the internet. It is able to detect a breach, right, by looking at specific indicators such as unidentified payments, inquiry from vendors about missing payments, phishing emails to colleagues and external contacts. So here, give you an example of a software powered by AI, specifically for detecting attacks on business email. So we have this word called business email compromise attack. Okay, so they even claim that they can't be wrong. Now, right in the middle of this diagram, you see that we have a deploy SOAR. Okay, so before we deploy SOAR, in order for SOAR to work, we need to collaborate. Together, enhance threat intelligence, so SOAR will be updated. And all this intelligence comes from all the high impact cases that we can learn from. And how do you record all these high impact cases? Right on the left, we must have a data platform for it. On the right hand side, after you deploy SOAR already, the analyst has to be trained to be AI ready, right? And finally, we have to have this installed governance for all AI in cybersecurity to deliver long-term improvement, transparency, and ethically. So this shows us a cybersecurity roadmap. US has this American Cyber Defense Agency, and they also have a roadmap for AI, and there are 5 hexagon boxes here. Number 1, line of effort is about responsibility, use AI to support our mission, right? Don't use it for attack, perhaps. Okay. Assure AI systems. Third box, protect critical infrastructure from malicious use of AI. Fourth, collaborate with the intra-agencies, international partners, and the public. And finally, expand AI expertise in our workforce. So there are roadmaps seeing that AI is going to be widely deployed, and we like AI to serve us good rather than bad. In Singapore, recently, right, Singapore updates AI strategy with aim to contribute globally valuable breakthroughs. We realize that AI is getting to everywhere. So if I quote DPM once said, recent breakthroughs in AI have sparked renewed interest about the potential of AI. Yes, its risks and implications to humanities. Discussion about AI's potential benefits and threats are not new, but we are venturing into uncharted territory. So in closing, today we have seen that there are cyber attacks and AI is being used in cyber attacks. There are many cyber attacks and AI is also coming up to defend all these cyber attacks. With that, thank you for the attention.